Welcome back, Miss Janine's Southern Kitchen. Why does it smell like Thanksgiving in here?
Because we're getting ready to do it. So we're going to do our cornbread so that we can make our chicken dressing here in a little bit. We got Mr. Tom in the oven already. And so I've got everything laid out here to mix it up. And then after that, we'll show you how we put the dressing together once the cornbread gets made. But I just use my yellow cornmeal. You can use white cornmeal if you want to. I just prefer the yellow cornmeal. I think it just looks prettier. But usually when I make cornbread, it turns out to where the cornbread is beautiful to come out of the pan, and then I got to tear it all up to make the dressing. Kind of early this morning. Whoops, there's my little thingy-majigger. We don't want that in there. That's my little Stay Fresh packet. And again, I don't measure. I just kind of eye it. I put my yellow cornmeal in first. And then I just add a little flour. Now, if I was frying my cornbread, I don't put the flour in it. I use just the cornmeal. And I don't use as much flour, but it just gives it a little bit of that fluffiness. And like I said, I'm just a dunker. I'm not a measurer. And I always put 2 eggs in this. Again, when I do my fried cornbread, I don't put but 1 egg. This 2 eggs just make it rise a little bit better. Mix that up just a little bit in there and get them squished up. And I put salt and pepper. I can't see me pouring the salt. And pepper. And a little bit of sugar. Again, I don't measure, I just kind of dunk it in there. Get it all mixed up. And I add a little bit of milk. And I don't have it measured, I just have it in my measuring cup instead of my big old jug of milk sitting here. I may have to go back and get me a little bit more of it. I got my water at room temperature. I got it out of the filter over there, and I've had it sitting here on the counter. Again, it's in a measuring cup, but I'm not measuring it. I just pour it in there. And I don't use whisk normally. I like my fork. That's how Mama always did it. So I just got better control of the fork than I do a whisk. That's still a little thick to
Mama called them whisk, newfangled stuff.
Yeah. A little more milk in there. And you could use buttermilk if you want to. I just use whole milk. It's almost like a cake batter, just a little bit thicker. And try and get all your lumps out. And then just pour it in your pan. I've got my pan all, oh, that's what I did forget too, my oil. I didn't measure it out. I was going to do it. Add just a little bit of oil to the mix. Don't put butter in my cornbread. Didn't use butter. Just a little bit on the inside. And then I have some in my pan. I'm hoping it's about halfway full. My pan is. I'm hoping it will rise as big as the pan. And the oil goes up over the top a little bit. That just helps with the browning. And we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we've got the cornbread in the oven, and while that's cooking, I'm going to make up my innards from my turkey for my stock. I've got my pan here with my water and my bouillon cubes. And then I took all my pieces, of course, out of the turkey yesterday, and I washed everything real good, and it was sitting in the refrigerator like Mr. Tom. And I also add some pieces of chicken, which these are just boneless chicken thighs, which will be cut up later to go in the dressing also. And then of course you got your gizzards and your livers and your heart and everything, which all that'll get cut up later.
That's the good stuff.
And then I just add salt and pepper. And of course, as it cooks down, you'll probably have to add some more water to it and things. And then I'm just going to cut up my celery and my onions like I normally do. Except now, this time I'm not going to fry them. I'm just going to put them over into the pan itself. And I did not put my little bowl back up here so that I can do it. And then you just leave all of this cooking while the cornbread is cooking. Of course, if you want more onion or more celery, or if you use other spices, everyone's recipe is a little different. I know some people use more spices in their dressings and things. I just use the normal salt and pepper. They give the flavor that I'm looking for. So. I'm just going to finish cutting these up and put them in the pot, and we're going to put a lid on it, and we'll come back when it's boiled down and my cornbread's ready. Alright, so we're back. Got the cornbread out of the oven. I've got my pan ready to put the dressing in it. I've got my innards and things and my chicken in my pot that I'm going to pull apart, and then I've got the broth over here that will go in it. My cornbread did not rise like I wanted it to, but it still looks good. It's a little bit cold here today, and that does have an effect on how stuff does, but this is not one of my typical. I said just because I'm making a video, of course it's not going to be exactly like I want it, but I'm going to put my pan here, and we'll show you. It is a nice cake of cornbread. It's nice and brown, and it's going to do what I want it to do. It's just not as thick as I wanted it. But it doesn't really matter because it's going to get torn up anyway. But it's a nice piece of cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to break it up.
Pardon me, I got the coffee coughs this morning.
And I like the bottom to get good and brown because that just makes your little peaks in your cornbread when you do everything up. Of course, get all them little crumbs in there too. And it makes a mess all over the counter, but that's okay. We can clean all that up later.
This old house has been through 4 kids, 5 grandkids. Still going strong. Everything in here is old, including us. We are thinking about a kitchen upgrade for Mama next year sometime.
Then I won't know how to cook because I'm so used to this one.
So used to the old stuff. Alright, let me move over here again.
Well, it's going to be poured over there, dear. I'll move over here.
This is some of my famous camera work here.
I just cut all these pieces up in here. You can see all my celery and everything in here.
Liver and the gizzard.
Yeah, and the heart and all that stuff that comes out of the turkey. That one's harder, so I'll put it over here so I can cut it up a little more. I mean, it's not a set science. I'm sure someone else has better ideas of how to do this. This is just my way of doing it. And then when everything gets cut up, it just goes in the pot because it'll all get mixed up again when I put the juice in it. And I always add a little more pepper. Nope, now we're both going to be sneezing. And a little bit more salt. And then of course you pull everything off your neck and scrape it off. I find it easier. Those in there for me. I find it easier just to do it with a fork. Kitty cats are gonna like this. They always got to get their Thanksgiving too. And they are parts of the families. And of course you can get more of it off than that, but I'm just doing this for the sake of doing it.
I wish y'all could smell it in here.
I'm sure everyone else's house was smelling good.
And we're a day late. This is the day after Thanksgiving. But today's the only day all the kids could be here. So.
Yeah, we always do ours a day after because they have to go to all the other in-laws and things. I'm going to put this up here for a minute and just show you I add my...
Now we can move over. No, I'll stay right here.
And I just pour it over it so it looks like I want it to look. And I always keep some to the side because once I put it in the oven, I always need to do a little bit more to it.
She'll shred the chicken up and put it in there too later, won't you?
It's already in there.
Oh, you did the chicken too?
That was in the bowl too.
Oh, okay.
I cooked them all together.
Oh no, shut up, Ricky.
I want to get my meat all scattered through it. Last year I did a little no-no. I got it way too wet. It was way too sticky. Get out of the piece of chicken. Coming out of the pot.
We'll do it again Christmas. So. Christmas we have ham, not turkey.
Yeah, we do turkey at Thanksgiving and ham But and that, like I said, I just do it to where it's moist enough to what I want for it to go back in the oven, and then I will add a little bit more to it. I'll let it cook like this first, and then add some more to it. And I'm gonna check on my sweet potatoes. I got my sweet potatoes over here. They're getting ready to go in the oven. I took them and boiled them like you do mashed potatoes first, with my seasonings and everything in the pot. Then I take them out, strain them like you do mashed potatoes, put them back in, add some more seasonings. I use cinnamon, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of salt and pepper, my butter on top, and then I use some syrup. And then those go back in the oven along with the dressing, and they'll sit there with the bird for a little while. And then we've got some corn on the cob, and then the kids are bringing some green bean casserole and some mashed potatoes. And then I got my pots ready for some gravy. But that's my take on our Thanksgiving dinner. I hope y'all had a wonderful one yesterday, and we're going to enjoy ours today, and I'm sure Ricky will be filming when everyone gets here. But again, thank you from Janines Southern Cooking Kitchen, or whatever the name is Ricky gave me. But that's just my take on our Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you again.
And we look at it when it comes out the oven. Then would be time to eat it.
Alright, so here is the finished product of our cornbread dressing, straight out of the oven. Oh my goodness. And then the sweet potatoes. Got them all. Get some juicy juice on top of them. And then we have Mr. Tom over here. And I believe he's done because he wants to just separate and fall apart. So that should be finger licking good, I would think. We got our corn on the cob. We got a green bean casserole and some more sweet potatoes that the kids brought. We got mashed potatoes and mac and cheese coming.
We got two boys running wild.
We got two of them hiding under the table over here. But we hope y'all had a nice Thanksgiving, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.
You did good, Mama. Alright, Thanksgiving fun day. Here's all my girls.
Hi.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For those of y'all think that nobody watches me, I got a crowd watching me all the time. Y'all say Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And then I go find the boys. Alright, only one old man in the pile. That's my brother-in-law. These are my boys.
And I'm feeling it today.
Yeah, me too. Ezra, turn around. Say hi.
Tell him hi. Say hi.
What you think, huh?
Who is that?
He's waiting for you to finish taking the picture.
You with your crazy cousins, huh?
I cannot pick you up, buddy. I cannot pick you up.
All right.
You're 5 feet tall.
Okay, everybody say Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.